What's up, you guys? I'm not sure why I'm even pulling cards because this is going to be a little bit different. We'll do some cards though. All right, one more. Okay. My name is Jessie. I'm an intuitive reader, and I read for the collective energies. Okay, so we're gonna do something a little bit different. I hope that I can keep myself, my focus is already not here right now, so hope that I can stay on topic. Might have to do some breaths. So one of the people that I've taken her courses and I guess apprenticed under, in a sense. I've never worked with her one-on-one. Her name is Sister Shanti. She's amazing. She's actually in a union, and she's been popping up lately on my feed, and I don't know if she's on YouTube, she's on Instagram, so you can check her out there. She's been speaking more on her story and how she got started, and how being seen was what was her deepest fear. And she was working, when she first started, she was working through a very deep, I think it was alcohol, I'm not sure if there was other addictions that she had. And that was kind of how her journey got started, but she felt the call to like show up on camera, but she was terrified, and it was like this huge thing, and that's where she first got her community and everything. So I felt very called. There's been a few things that have happened more recently. There's a party hat, but there's no one on. Okay, hello. Hello. More recently, there's been some things that were, how do I word this? Like they were happenstance, but it was like, I don't know how to word this. It was almost like it was pulled out of me. It was like this moment that helped me to like open up and to be more vulnerable and to be, to speak from the heart. So I wrote down, you guys will have to start from the beginning because I can't repeat the whole thing again, but essentially I wrote down a list. I wrote shame at the top of the list, and I hope I can do this with him. And I wrote this, y'all, and it's a running list right now. Hang on, baby. It's a running list right now. So I wrote shame at the top of the list, and I just started letting it kind of come out of me, all the things that were coming up. Teddy, you're gonna have to go to the back room if it's gonna be loud. And to me, my story is sort of weird, or not weird. Everyone's story is unique, but like mine, to me, is there are not that many people that I found that I resonate with as far as their stories go, because I had rose-colored glasses on for like the first over 20 years of my life. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I didn't. Like, I was always sensitive and intuitive, but like, I don't know. I wanted to be in pretend land. I just wanted to pretend like things were cute and peachy or something. And my parents are very good. They're like shapeshifters. So they're very good at like playing different roles. But, anyway, waking up to this has been very intense for me because there's been a lot of repressed memories and stuff like that. So I knew I was insecure about things. I knew I was sensitive, but I didn't know the ways in which I was like doing all this stuff to him being like, this is just an added variable right now. I didn't know all the ways that I was like trying to overcompensate for that. So like I got into fitness, and so the first thing on my list that I wrote down, and this is just kind of like, I'm giving this for anyone who wants to listen, and you can do this for yourself if you want to. I put how I look in my body were the first two things that I wrote down. And I remember that from a really, really early age, that it was like the way women looked, like the way you were perceived. Even my grandmother, who I learned a lot from her about how to be a woman, but like she was super, it was like the way that you look and the way you show up is most important. And so like that became like a really deep insecurity that I had and that I felt shame around. And then all of this other stuff is coming out. So it's like not being able to do, I'm trying to do this with him. I mentioned that I'm not focused. Okay, so not being able to do everything on my own. Like I remember at a really young age, like going to nature to like feel connected. And I still do that. But I also felt that, like, I think if you grow up in like a toxic system, thank you, y'all are so sweet. You feel that like every man for himself kind of energy. You kind of grow up with that. Even though they want you to be around a lot. Anyway, let's not get into a bunch of side topics. But, so I felt this, like, I have to do everything on my own. And then, like, other things happened later where I felt, like, thrown to the wolves, you know. Probably a lot of you guys have experienced that, too. So I felt this, like in this, so when I walked away from 2 years ago, before I started this channel, when I walked away from my mom, I told her, like, I want sovereignty. I feel like I'm being triangulated. Like, I want to do my own thing. But I didn't really know what was going to happen, what I was walking into. And fast forward to now, it's like, this to me, my channel hasn't taken off. Like, I don't care about followers. Like, I'm not here for numbers. But, like, I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor. So, like, these are some of the things that I'm writing down, like, around my work, not seeing results, not building community, which I know is something that's like intrinsic. Like, I'm always going to want that. So this thing that I asked for, I don't feel like I've accomplished. And I feel like this came up as I'm writing this, as I was like, I even feel like a fraud, because in a way, I feel like I'm the Nine of Pentacles chick, because I'm like doing life on my own or whatever. But I don't feel like I'm actually walking that. I feel like I'm talking the talk, but I'm not walking the walk. Like, I'm not really embodying that. And so it's this feeling of like imposter syndrome. And I'm like, do I even deserve to be a leader? And like, this is where all this doubt. So now it's like become this like self-doubt, low self-worth. And doing it with Maniac in the background all the time. So anyway, I know, and like all of these things that I've listed and spoken about, God bless all of you for listening to this. I didn't know I was actually going to ramble this long. Okay, I didn't speak about anger. I'll come back to that. I'm working on loving myself as I'm doing this, because I've already started the healing work and stuff. But like this is something I've realized, that I have all of these deeper wounds. Like the priestess, they say that like the priestess has the most wounds or whatever. It's like, what was I going to say about that? I felt compelled to come on and talk about this, because I don't want to give up, and I don't want to, okay, I know there was a couple other things. Tarot was part of this because I enjoy tarot and it's been fun, but I kind of feel like I just started that because I was like, I got to do something. And it's not the thing that I know. It's not the end goal of what I want to do. And it's not created this community. So it's really put me in this weird place of like, am I even supposed to be doing this? Like, why am I still showing up to do this? And so I'm sitting with all of this right now. Oh, the other thing I wanted to add, I guess I'm not going to do the cards for this because now I've gotten really off track. But I wanted to speak on this too, because I know a lot of us, especially the men, the masculines, deal with this, is your anger. That's one of the ones that's been really hard for me too. Like I want emotional, what do I call it? I call it emotional mastery, which I think that's like a lifelong pursuit. But, like having a lack of feeling like I don't have self-control. Like I hate that feeling. That's one of the reasons, I mean, I don't want to drink and stuff anyway, but that's one of the reasons that I don't like doing that, because I don't like feeling like I don't have self-control. And, I realized too that, and I'm still very easily triggered. Like, it's funny because I knew that I was a lot as a kid. Like, I knew that I had a lot of energy. I wanted to be doing, which I'm still kind of this way when I have energy, and I like doing lots of things, but I didn't get that reflection of like, you're too sensitive. And, I didn't get a lot of that. So it took me a long time to like piece things together. And I'm still almost more easily triggered by noises now, which is wild because I live with it every day. But what I realized too about anger is that's one of like to me, it's also one of the greatest gifts that we're given, because it's like, it's this passion that you have, and it's this deep, like, it's really this deep compassion for like protecting your heart and your inner child. So like I said, there's a lot of repressed stuff that I don't know what happened or why I became this way or how I am or whatever. But, what was I going to say about the anger? There was another point on that one. Breath work really helps. That was like the thing that helps me the most. Also that was the other thing, not hating it. So then when I stopped like hating that part of myself, it has helped to, what am I trying to say? It doesn't put the energy there so much now anymore. But I do, like, I don't know if it will ever go away. Like, I have snapped before. Like, I get explosive, and it is scary. But it hasn't happened that many times. So I wanted to speak on that because that's something that I do feel I've felt a lot of shame about. And, cause like, it's always going to be that love and light is pumped out, and that like being this virtuous, like, being is like desirable. And like, that's for me too. Like, I want to be in integrity and those things, but, we can't do that here. Like, it's duality. It's not possible to have a lower self and not embrace that part of you. Yeah. I mean, that's not your problem, though. I don't know if that helps at all, but it's like, I'm not going to do the cards, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm too on something else. I didn't know where that was going to go. That must be coming up for you because, I'm getting like pride, like you feel like I'm getting like you feel like you're supposed to do something about it to make it better, but like it's kind of a masculine thing, because I don't really personally experience that, but it's like you have to just let it go because it's not yours to deal with. It turns you on if you don't have a weight. I don't know what that means. Thanks for the party hats, you guys. This ended up being like a lot of just me talking, and I hope that was helpful for somebody. You don't have a way to release that energy. I don't know. I don't know if I've experienced that. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, see, exercises, and that's one that I'm like, ended up like channeling my anger into exercise, which I think was like works for me at one point in time, but then it was like, it's really like, that gave it more, okay, thank you. That gave it like more fuel. That like made, it didn't help me to release the anger. It just made it like more active. Does that make sense? Damn, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. COPD sounds not fun. Exactly. Yeah. And I do think like meditation and breath work has like helped me to alchemize a lot of things, but I don't think that anger for me will just completely go away, but because it does give you this drive for purpose. It does give you this drive to help other people. If I didn't care, if I just didn't care, then I wouldn't be here doing this. I wouldn't be trying. Yeah, they really should. I don't know what all the emojis are about. Okay, I hope that I hope that like somebody got something out of that. I think it helps to like write it down and like because I think even stuff like imposter syndrome, I think it still like comes up because you don't really like, even if you have like a ton of people validating you, it's like, I don't know why. I just feel like it still is going to come up. Okay. All right. I'm not going to do the cards on this one. I don't know what's going to happen going forward, because I feel like I'm in a transition right now. All right, you guys. Thank you. I hope that helps somebody. You can maybe write your own list if you want to. And just, we're not going to hate all these parts of ourselves. All right. Bye, guys.